Designing a better hiring process, strategies to identify top talent. Abstract. Designing an effective hiring process is crucial for organizations to identify and attract top talent. However, many companies' hiring practices are inadequate and result in suboptimal outcomes. This article provides a synthesis of empirical studies and offers evidence-based recommendations for how to design a better hiring process. It discusses the importance of allocating proper resources and establishing structure, goals and accountabilities for the hiring function. Guidance is provided for developing an exceptional candidate experience through employer branding, user-friendly applications and personalized communication. Recommendations are made for holistic candidate evaluation methods and providing constructive feedback. The article also reviews the significance of onboarding and implementing a strategic process to set new hires up for success. By systematically applying the discussed strategies grounded in talent acquisition science, organizations can optimize their hiring and onboarding to gain competitive advantages through higher quality hires and lower turnover. The overarching goal is to transform recruitment into a strategic growth enabler. As a human resources consultant with over 2 decades of experience helping organizations improve their talent acquisition strategies, one thing I've learned is there is always room for process improvement when it comes to hiring. A flawed hiring process can cost companies valuable time and resources, and more importantly impact their ability to identify and attract the most qualified candidates. Today I aim to synthesize the latest research on hiring best practices and provide pragmatic, evidence-based recommendations to help optimize your process. By making a few strategic changes grounded in science, you can design a better hiring process that results in bringing the right people on board. Setting your organization up for hiring success. The first step is ensuring your organization has the proper infrastructure in place to support an effective hiring function. Research shows one of the biggest predictors of hiring success is having dedicated recruitment resources. Capelli and Keller, 2014. This includes designating hiring managers specifically for the role, as opposed to expecting them to hire in addition to their day-to-day responsibilities. It also means empowering your human resources team with the tools, technology, time, and budget to recruit strategically. Billsbury, 2007. Organizations that view recruiting as a cost center rather than investment typically struggle more to find top talent. Goldberg, 2021. In addition to resources, your hiring process needs clear goals, roles, and accountability. Take time upfront to define the core competencies and qualifications you want in candidates based on your company culture and open roles. Gagne, 2018. Also establish hiring guidelines, from the specific steps and timelines of the process to who is ultimately responsible for each stage. Taylor and Collins, 2000. Regularly evaluate goals and metrics to ensure your process stays optimized as your business evolves. Cascio and Aguinis, 2018. Lack of structure and accountability for results are common flaws that reduce process effectiveness. Developing a strong candidate experience once the foundation is in place. Focus on crafting an exceptional candidate experience. Research shows the employer brand and application process can have a significant influence on whether candidates view your organization as an employer of choice. Ewing et al., 2002. Chuzovic and Bradico, 2021. A seamless, user-friendly application fosters positive perceptions that give you a competitive edge in attracting top talent. Bradford et al., 2019. Lean on behavioral science principles to design an applicant tracking system, ATS, that makes it easy for candidates to learn about your organization and positions. And simplify completing and submitting applications. Horsknecht, 2020. Consider incorporating elements like interactive job previews to spark interest. Optional video profiles to allow candidates to showcase their passion and fit. and applying through mobile to meet candidates on their preferred device, Taylor and Collins. 2002. Telly et al. 2021. Effective screening tools like skills-based assessments can also help identify qualified candidates faster versus analyzing only resumes. Focusing on building trust and transparency every step of the way through personalized. Timely communication strengthens the bond between your brand and prospects, Wilhelmi et al. 2021. Candidates are 63% less likely to accept offers from companies with unprofessional or non-existent communication through the process, JobVite. 2015. Use technology like applicant tracking notifications and chatbots judiciously to enhance, not replace, the human touch of recruiters guiding candidates through their experience. A strong start fosters long-term goodwill that pays recruitment dividends. Evaluating applicants holistically once applications are in. Focus on evaluation best practices backed by research. While resumes are still relevant, solely relying on academic work histories and accolades creates resume bias that discounts other critical factors like competencies. Motivation and cultural fit, Highhouse, 2008. Consider incorporating structured interviews, work simulations, reference checks, and background credit checks to develop a well-rounded picture of the whole candidate, Gatewood et al. 2019. Behavioral interviewing techniques shown to predict future performance. Ask candidates to provide real stories from their past demonstrating how they exhibited core competencies and handled challenges, McDaniel et al. 2007. O'Keefe and Peru, 2021. Research questions help assess critical thinking skills, Van Idekinj et al. 2019. Asking about interests and passions outside of work reveals their drive and personality fit with company culture, Roberts. 2005. Diverse evaluation methods mitigate bias to surface the strongest candidates versus the best resumes. Effective feedback improves experience while the ultimate goal is making an offer. Provide rejected candidates with specific, constructive feedback. Candidates value transparency into why they may not have been selected. And it improves perceptions of your process regardless of outcome, Bradford and Brown. 2018. Template rejection letters lacking personalization damage trust and the employer brand over time versus a personalized email or call from the hiring manager, Roth et al. 2016. Leverage evaluation data to pinpoint development areas for candidates to continue growing versus perceiving the process as a failure. Though an additional step, feedback fosters loyalty, referrals and potential reapplications in the future. Implementing a strategic onboarding process after selecting your top candidate. Onboarding is the next critical juncture. Research shows nearly 1/3 of new hires decide whether to stay within the first 6 months. And almost half of employees cite poor onboarding experiences as factors in their resignations, Bauer. 2010. Weber, 2013. The hype and fulfillment of acceptance can quickly fade without proper setup for long-term success. Develop a comprehensive onboarding plan customized to each new hire's role versus a one-size-fits-all approach, Chen and Fei. 2021. Leverage technology to provide resources, checklists, and streamlined paperwork that empowers new employees on day one rather than slowing productivity. Pair with dedicated mentors and integrate social activities to foster belonging that retains employees long-term, Cable et al. 2013. Evaluate the onboarding experience through surveys and integrate feedback to constantly strengthen the process. With the right first impression, new hires form longer commitments to your organization and its mission. A streamlined process delivers strong outcomes while recruiting top talent requires dedication and nuance to get right. Companies that systematically apply science-backed strategies gain significant competitive advantages over time. Designing a smooth, Digitally enhanced candidate and new hire experience solidifies your employer brand in the market. Strong evaluation methods mitigate bias to identify the candidates who are truly the best fit for your culture and roles. Implementing an optimized, structured hiring process supported by leadership investment in resources delivers quantifiable results through higher quality hires and lower turnover costs. By blending talent research and practical applications, you can transform your hiring function into a strategic growth engine and source of competitive differentiation.